You are landing on Cryptex land. Get off the ship and take a walk. Take any guitar and start your own band. Here you can sing, here you can talk, here you can say whatever you want. Here you can stay, become a mutant. Just try to be nice. For hate there is no space. Don't skate on thin ice. You better not run that race. The race of the trolls, the race of the hate. I will show you the rules. Don't hate but create. You are landing on Cryptex land. Get off the ship and take a walk. Take any guitar and start your own band. Here you can sing, here you can talk, here you can say whatever you want. Here you can stay, become a mutant. Just try to be nice. For hate there is no space. Don't skate on thin ice. You better not run that race. The race of the trolls, the race of the hate. I will show you the rules. Don't hate, but create. The race of the trolls, the race of the hate. I will show you the pose. Don't hate, but create.
Hello guys, how are you? Please let me know if my sound is good. So Cryptex here. I want to start tonight the show talking about Daniel from Drunk Turkey Show. I don't know if if you know this guy. He's a very charismatic guy, and his channel is very successful. He had a big accident this week. I'm just gonna show a picture about the injury he had in his arm. So warning trigger here, just to show the how bad was his accident. So this is Daniel 6 days ago at the hospital. Look at the condition of his hand is. So I don't know what exactly happened, but he is at the hospital. So I just want to say to send good vibes to Daniel. And last update he put yesterday is stating that he's feeling much better, and he's experiencing some type of interventions, let's say. So I hope everything is gonna go well for him. So I just wanted to start with that. I'm gonna keep his picture here during a couple of minutes just to, I don't know, to send good vibes to him. So I hope you get well soon, Dan. In the chat, we have Dan, Curious Contrarian. Happy to have you here. We have Kate B. Dan is asking if Fishy is on tonight. No. Actually, we have a show next Saturday with Skip Johnson and Don't Hate Create. So please stay tuned, guys. It's gonna be really cool. Skip is gonna be here with new information. I think it's gonna be, I'm not gonna say breaking news, but something new for the community. So That's gonna be cool. It's gonna be next Saturday, and I love Fishy. I love Skip, so it's gonna be really nice. Who else is here? Let me just Day Tripper. How are you, Day? Nice to have you here again. Dan can't wait. Skip is great. Yeah, he's great. So I already did 2 shows with Skip. So next Saturday is gonna be like the trilogy, and that's gonna be awesome because Fishy is gonna be with us as well. Don't hate create. So tonight I'm gonna hear from you guys. It's not gonna be my speech tonight. It's mostly I'm curious about your thoughts. I want to know, according to you, what is the big unanswered question you have in this case, and we can talk about that tonight. So please, in the chat, let me know what do you think about that. According to you, what is the question that needs to be solved in this case? I'm gonna put also in the chat the link to call if you want to call. So just let me know. And someone please tell me in the chat if my sound is good. Kate says that Tom Webster was on his show. Yeah, he had. I think he had Salute Intuition, Steve from True Crime Web, Tom Webster. Yeah, a couple of figures from this community. Day Tripper is here. He's telling me that my sound is great, so thank you so much for that, Day Tripper. So tonight, again, I want to hear from you guys. What is the biggest question that is not yet solved, according to you? So I'm gonna wait a little bit for your comments in the chat, and let's talk about that. I don't know, guys, if you watched the last show I did, the last live I did with a creator. Her name is Post Walk World, and she was very kind. She invited me to her channels to talk about Delphi. She doesn't know too much about the case, so she wanted to have me in her channel to ask me some questions. We did the streaming in both channels, so I was streaming in my channel. She was streaming in her channel, and I think it was really cool because usually we interact often with people that already know a lot about the case, but when you talk to someone that is just learning about it, they have questions that, this is a real good question that we don't see often. So, for example, she was asking me about the video, the bridge guy video. So we know that we have like different versions. Let's say the version that was published for the public, like the multiple still images that are like in a loop, one after the other one, making the movement illusion. So we don't have too much information, just a couple of seconds watching a video like in a loop, in a continuous loop of Bridge Guy, right? And we know that during the process, the prosecution, they presented the other two versions, let's say. The whole original video from of Bridge Guy, right? That was not enhanced. I died to watch that video, and I think I cannot see too much. Maybe the image of Bridge Guy that we can see there is gonna be like a pixel, and they presented also the enhanced video or the stabilized video, let's say. And according to some people in the room, in the courtroom, we can see in that version of the video, in that version that was altered, we are able to see Bridge Guy just behind Abby in the bridge. So that's really interesting to me because I don't know what was the process or the software or the program that law enforcement or the prosecution they used to enhance the video. So when we don't have that information, and I think it was not even challenged by the defense. So tell me, how did you do that? We assumed that everything that is presented by the prosecution is like it's like fair. Let's say it was well done, but we know that over time they did a lot of mistakes, and I don't know if the software or the program that law enforcement used to to enhance the video to make Bridge Guy more clear or clearer is not like a validated software, a validated program. How do we know that the enhancement result is more representative of the reality? I, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here, but to me that was a very good question from her. Of course, we don't have the answer, and we need to see the videos to make or to take any conclusion. I think even during the process, the jurors they were not allowed to watch those videos multiple times. It was just like a couple of times, maybe 2 or 3 times they were allowed to watch those videos, and that's fishy. If that's part of the evidence, you should allow the jurors to watch and to listen to the audio the multiple times. You know what I mean? So I hope that that material is gonna be released to the public soon. So again, just to say that there are a lot of questions here that we are not even asking, and I thought that that question was really cool. That was really relevant. Let's say. I'm gonna go here. I'm trying to add some of you guys as moderators. So, Mar R, hello, happy to have you here. You are a new moderator in my channel. Congratulations to me and to you. She says, hi Cryptex, hi Mar, how are you? Hi Wata, you too. You are a new moderator, so use your range, guys, when you are ready to use it. You can use it against Dan, Curious Contrarian. Just kidding. He's also a moderator, so I have good mods now. And Day Tripper, I'm gonna add you also as a moderator soon. So one of the questions that needs to be answered according to Day Tripper is the whole timeline. I agree. To me, the timeline that was presented by the prosecution is really tight, and let's say in that timeline there are not a couple, but there are multiple dots. But between dots, there's a lot of information that is missing. And we know that the whole case that was presented by the prosecution against Richard Allen was entirely based on the timeline, right? We can see that, let's think about Gray Hughes. Basically, the timeline that was presented by the prosecution was like the Gray Hughes timeline. I wouldn't be surprised if Gray was working with the prosecution and he fed his timeline to them. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised. And we know that according to the information we got last week related to the white van that is passing in front of the camera at 2:44 p.m., like 12 minutes after the time of death, according to the prosecution, which was 2:32 p.m. So the whole timeline of the state was destroyed. So yeah, that's a very good question, the tripper. There are a lot of unanswered questions regarding the timeline that needs to be solved. Part of that situation is the Betsy Blair statement. We know that she saw a beautiful young guy in one of the platforms of the bridge guy that doesn't up to the actual image, in my opinion, of a bridge guy. When we see that image is not a match, is not representative of a young and beautiful guy, in my opinion, and it's nothing similar to Richard Allen, in my opinion again. So yes, there are a lot of holes in the prosecution timeline. I agree with you, Day Tripper. Good question. Remember, guys, that if you want to call, here you have the link to do it. Hiwata is saying hello to me and to the viewers. Curious Contrarian. Hey, Marito. Marito? Mar is Maria or what? I didn't know that. You're welcome, Mar. You deserve 3 ranch for sure. You have only 1, but I cannot give you more. Hiwata. Hey, sweets. I came in late. No, actually, you didn't. But why we looking at DTS, the drunk turkey show? Yeah, I was telling you guys that this guy, he had an accident, Daniel, and his arm is like in a really bad condition. He put a picture in his community page at the hospital. It was like 1 week ago. So that's why, just trying to send good vibes to Daniel and wishing him a full recovery pretty sure, pretty soon. The picture is a little bit heavy. You can watch it in his community page. According to him, the injury is not infected. The last update he made today is saying that he feels better and he needs to go through several interventions. So I don't know, just trying to care about our community here. He seems to be a good guy, a cool guy. I like his channel. So just that's why. That's the answer. Hiwata, thanks for the ranch. I'm honored and I will use it respectfully. Yeah, sorry guys. I was really late in this sense. I didn't have any moderator. I think I had 2 moderators in my channel, and lately the channel is becoming a little bit shaky, let's say. So it's good to have people like you here helping me. Thank you for that. Just try to be open-minded. Don't block anyone just because they're asking questions that are not aligned to your ideas. I know that this is not the case because I know you guys, but just saying, just if we have a troll here or something like that, you can use it. That's why you are my mods now. I trust you. Case, sorry, Hiawatha. Case had some great questions. Who is Case? I don't know. Sorry for that. Mari saying good vibes. Yeah, prayers. Yeah. Matt Jones. Hello, happy to have you here. Hi, Cryptex. Was the girls there to meet Anthony Shots or not? In my opinion, yes. That's the conclusion I can take, and there are multiple indications about that. I was talking about that 2 days ago or 3 days ago with a post Walk World, who invited me to her channel to talk about the case. To me, it's clear that they were they went to the bridge to meet Anthony Shots. In my opinion, Anthony Shots, probably Keegan, was expecting to have only Libby there. He found that Libby showed up with Abby as well. Remember that there is a history of violent behavior, in my opinion, regarding Keegan Klein, and that comes from the interview that the murder sheet made to Kyla, the girl that was giving her testimony about that day when she went to the Galveston Park in Indiana, and she was supposed to meet Keegan Klein, and Kyla, she didn't show up alone. She decided to go to the park with a friend, with another girl, and we know that Keegan Klein was really pissed. He after realizing that Kyla was not alone, he told her that why did you do that? You should be here alone. You know that I can kidnap you. I can cut your throat, and I want to watch you bleed out. So to me, this is like a fantasy that Keegan Klein he had in his mind like years ago to have that visualization or that situation where a girl is being killed by cutting her throat and watching her bleeding out. And I think that at one point he put that fantasy in motion. That's my theory. So this is a great question, Matt. And why do I think he went? The girls went to the bridge to meet Anthony Shots is because of the call or the communication that happened between Libby's friend and Anthony Shots, Keegan, where she was asking him, "Do you know what happened today, the day of the murders?" And he said, "Oh my God, I was supposed to meet Libby, but she didn't show up." And we know that he didn't say that he was supposed to meet Libby at the bridge on the 13th of February. But when you see the context of the conversation, is to me it's clear that he was talking about that, about meeting the girl or Libby at the Monon High Bridge on the 13th. So it's kind of a confession, let's say, a reverse confession, but because he's saying I was there, but they didn't show. She didn't show up. But I think it's the opposite, and I make the connection between that situation and the Kyla's story, which I believe. I don't know why some people says that the Kyla story is not real, is fake. I don't know why a girl is gonna go uh, uh, to the public stating that kind of creepy story, which matches the situation of Delphi just for attention. I don't think so. I give credibility to Kyla. Okay, Mar hi Matt, hi Wata. Case is the channel you were on the other day. Ah, yeah. I don't know her name. No, that's not her channel. Her channel is post walk world. It's not case. I don't know. I don't know who is case. Linda Johnson. How are you, Linda? Happy to have you here. Nice to. Okay, I want to think case by case. It's not case by case. It's post walk world. Let me show you here. Post walk world. So this is the channel. It's not case by case. I don't know why are you talking about that. So she's the one who had me on her channel. So, anyways, I'm gonna go to the chat. Analyset is here. Analyset is another new moderator in my channel since yesterday. So I have an army of moderators now. Analyset. Sleuth Intuition had a short video with a poll today. Is Keegan Klein alibi absolute or not? Not. Someone's were on his main phones in Peru that day. Meanwhile, Anthony Shots was a group activity with multiple people. Yeah, I never, I never thought that the Keegan Klein's alibi was like airtight. You know that I don't know how you're gonna take this, but I don't want to talk about other creators. It's just like some of them are so close-minded that I cannot take it, and I have to challenge their videos. Let's say there's a video like I don't know, maybe 3 years ago that was made by the Captain Howdy, who I love. I really love the Captain, and he made a collaboration with Fix Solves. And you know that Fix Solves is really far right, the right wing of this case with Gray Hughes. And in that video, Fig was making a lot of comments about Keegan Klein that I didn't accept. So I made a reply to the video made by the Captain. And the Captain was actually so kind that he replied to my reply. It was crazy. Anyways, so in that video, Fig was saying that the Keegan Klein's alibi was airtight. And come on, guys, how can we know that the people that were manipulating the phones at I think it's what was the residence? I forgot. I have a lapsus here. Okay. At that residence were actually Tony and Keegan Klein. That could be, I don't know, friend one and Travis Trexler using or manipulating the phones while Keegan Klein and Tony Klein went to the cemetery to commit the crime, as the same Keegan confessed years later in at the Grissom Air Force Base. So of course it's not an absolute alibi. No way. You know that there were phones being active or being manipulated, but how do you know that manipulation was made by Keegan and by Tony? It's just It doesn't make sense. Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. It's not an airtight alibi. You know what I mean? Other thing that was said by Fig in that video is that Keegan Klein, he doesn't know how to drive. And Keegan, when we read the transcripts that the interview that Vido made to Keegan Klein, Keegan Klein said clearly in that transcript that he used to drive an 78 American Torino. I don't remember the exact model of the car he was driving at the time, but he stated that he drive. He used to drive, and we have pictures of Keegan Klein in a red Jeep in social media. So he knows how to drive, and the hypothesis that, or the pretext to say that he couldn't drive is because he had some epilepsy issues or something like that, but that was really debunked. So just to answer to Annalisette, I don't think the alibi was absolute or airtight. I don't think so. Lindsay, do you think it's possible that the catfisher was catfished? Do you mean catfished by who? By Libby or by another member of the Anthony Shots team or group? It's possible, yeah, it's possible. Maybe Libby he knew something about or he felt suspicious about the Anthony Shots account, and that meeting was just to uncover the guy to, hey, look, you're the one pretending to be the handsome guy, the successful and rich guy online, but we are here. You are not the one who you pretend to be. It's possible, and maybe that's why the whole situation turned into that murder. I don't know, just yeah, I think it's a possibility. Yes, I don't know what's the level of probability there, but yeah, I wouldn't discard that. Analyze it again here. If a normal person was told an associate had been unalived, the normal question would be, oh my God, what happened? Yeah, Keegan Klein didn't seem to ask questions like that. 100%. 100%. You know my theory, I just repeated my theory about the clients 3 days ago in the show with Post, but I agree. It's not the normal sentence or the normal words you would expect, and the same applies to to Richard Allen here. When law enforcement is using that statement of Richard Allen when he said, I committed the crime by myself. I know I said that in the past a couple of times, but this is not normal. It's not a sentence you use when you talk. When someone asks you, did you go to the supermarket? You are not going to answer, yes, I went to the supermarket by myself, or I was at the supermarket alone. You don't say that. You don't say that. If you say that, it's because you are trying to say the opposite, actually, trying to hide something. So I hope you get my idea here. Junior Johnson is here. I think Junior is from Michigan. You deserve a range as well. You're gonna have one soon, so don't be disappointed because you don't have it today, but you're gonna have it, Junior. You are one of the usuals and one of the good people here, so you're gonna be one of my mods as well. Let me go down in the chat. Hiwata. Just because Keegan Klein's electronics were there doesn't mean he was there exactly. That's my point. And people just do that assumption. So You're just repeating what I said, and I agree with you. We don't know who was there. We don't know if the people. It was Canal Street, guys. Maybe I think it was Canal Street. Um, those people were Travis Drexler or Friend One, or it doesn't mean that the clients were there. So I agree with you. Annalise said, whatever Keegan Klein was doing, he was up earlier in the morning than he ever was. And who believes he and Daddy visited Grandma every Sunday afternoon? Yeah, great comment. Great comment. They were not visiting Grandma for sure. Keegan Klein is a liar. Do you think so? He's a liar, but again, he lies for his own benefit. And when we hear some statement from Keegan Klein that is not for his own benefit, in my opinion, that's why he's telling the truth. So that's why I think that the confession at the Grissom Air Force Base is actually not a lie. It's true because it's not for his own benefit. Of course, in some kind of way, he's looking for a negotiation, but there's a difference in the pattern, you know. Of course, he's a liar, but I think we can find a pattern to make the difference when he's lying and when he's not. Mar, he drove. Of course, he drove. 100%. Hi, what? Mar, do you believe Keegan Klein's story about him and his dad in the Jeep? Hi, what is not sure? Me, I'm sure. I don't know if he drove there with Tony using a red Jeep. Maybe I don't know if that was like a lie. What's the name of this word in English? I forgot the name. A red hearing from law enforcement. Maybe he was not driving a red Jeep, but rather another type of car. And when I had here in the channel Justice Served Daily, she was talking about that, and she had a very good point. She said, if you are going to drive to Delphi to commit a crime, you are not gonna take a red Jeep because the red Jeep is gonna be very easy to spot, you know. So you're gonna use a different type of car that is not gonna be that easy to spot, you know. So I think that was a red herring from the prosecution, and they were. I think that the story was factual, but the vehicle, the car, was not a red Jeep, but another type of vehicle. And White Lilith, she posted a lot of posts in her community page, and according to her, Keegan Klein, during the interrogation, he didn't say red Jeep. According to her, he said a car, just a car, not a red Jeep. And we know that wife Lilith knows very well Keegan Klein. So I don't think wife is lying about that, and that connects the dots in that sense. So to me, that story is factual. And again, why do I think why do I think so? Because right after that confession, law enforcement went to the Grissom to the search of the Wabash River, and right after that they arrested Richard Allen. So I don't think it was a coincidence. I think it's very possible. Okay, Linda K. Johnson. Not catfished by Libby, but by one of the unalivers wanting to pin a crime. There was an early message posted, some boys can be dumb, something like that. I don't know. It's a good question, but I don't think that is the angle here, in my opinion. Again, I think it's mostly Keegan and Tony who went there, and maybe with Richard Allen to kidnap the girls. And I don't know what was the actual role of Richard Allen if he was there. But to me, the mastermind behind the whole scenario here is Keegan Klein. We know that the one having a history of violence is Tony. And according to the confession of Keegan Klein, Tony was the one going to the area to commit the crimes. So was if Richard Allen was involved, what was his role? Just conducting the girls to Tony? I don't know. A watcher, videotaping something. I'm just speculating here. I think there's a connection. I just explained why do I think there's a connection between Richard Allen and the Kleins. But to me, the actual perpetrators here are Tony and Keegan. And I think, again, that we tend to underestimate Keegan Klein. Do you remember this, Mar? Let me go down. Join Cryptex. Thank you so much, Mar, for that. And you guys, you should have a channel. You are very good in this case. So. Matt Jones. I think Keegan Klein probably more the facilitator, groomer, and distributor of the images. That's possible too. Again, I think based on the Kyla's testimony, I think that the whole violent imagery, let's say, a girl being killed by cutting her throat and someone watching her bleeding out is very specific. It's very similar to what happened in the actual crime of Abby and Libby. Maybe there was some type of snuff movie. Maybe that's why law enforcement was asking about the UBO or the yellow application. Maybe the crime was videotaped live or in a private device, let's say. We know that Keegan went to Vegas after the commission of the crimes. It's because that was I don't know, someone with power at Vegas paying for that type of material. We know that snuff movies are not a joke. It's not science fiction. Remember this guy in Philippines? I don't know if you remember the case of the Daisy destruction. That kind of thing happens, and there are these red chats or the red chambers. People are online paying for that type of material, and that's not a fantasy. That's not science fiction. So maybe a snuff movie is the answer here. Maybe Keegan was just working on the dark web, and he went to Vegas to sell that material to the person who was powerful enough and rich enough to pay for that. So it's a good question here. Mar, sorry here. I don't believe Richard Allen was involved at all. At the beginning of this case, I was like, law enforcement, they have the right guy. I was sure that law enforcement had the right guy. When I started learning the mistakes the law enforcement made during the whole investigation process, I was, maybe he's not the right guy, but maybe he's just involved somehow. And today, the level of confidence I have about that is decreasing. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's not involved at all. The whole thing that makes me think that there's a potential connection here is the Wabash River situation, the search of the Wabash River. To me, it's too coincidental that after the confession of Keegan Klein, they went to the search of the river, and then they arrested Richard Allen. It's too coincidental to not to be a connection there. So I don't know. And maybe he was not the killer. He was just, I don't know. He was paid to conduct the girls. I don't know. I don't know. And you're right. He doesn't have any history of violence. They didn't find any type of child porn material in the devices they found when law enforcement conducted the search warrant at his house. So yeah, maybe he's not even involved. I'm not close to that conclusion. And again, I think that the state, they didn't prove the case against Richard Allen. The evidence that was presented, in my opinion, is not beyond reasonable doubt. So, and I think we're gonna learn more information in the futures. There are things we don't know yet. Last week we just learned about the Ron Logan's box cutter information, about the timeline of the white van passing at 2:44 p.m. Some information that was very well known by law enforcement. They allowed to present a lie during the process. To me, that's perjury. I hope an appeal is gonna happen. It's my wish. I think it's hard to have it, but if that happens, it's gonna help everyone here. I think we deserve answers. And again, we are gonna have more bombshells in the future because there is too much secrecy here, and things are just gonna come to the surface at one moment. Information that is under the carpet is gonna be public at one time, and that's a shame. Anyway, Linda Kay, I don't believe Richard Allen was involved. Carter said early on that many families, indeed, the whole community would be affected when the truth was revealed. Yeah, Doc Carter, he made a lot of weird statements. I think he was the one looking for attention here since the beginning. Mar, Linda Kay, that man said all kinds of stuff that never add up. You said it. I agree, 100%. I used to think Carter was just dumb. Okay, Richard Allen was just dumb. However, not now. He's shady. Are you talking about Carter or Richard Allen? I don't know. So, Linda K. Johnson, I lost all respect for Carter, but there are things he said, especially in the early days, that give me pause. I think he was just looking for attention. He was like over dramatic. He likes that type of performance, let's say. I think when police goes to a press conference or something like that, they should be more professional. They should go just right to the facts. We are looking for this guy. He was at the trails at this during this period of time. If you saw this guy, please call law enforcement. Something very straightforward. But when you start making that game, talking to the killer who should be in this room, he's feeding the public to have a lot of conspiracies, and I think he didn't help at all the public to try to solve this case, or at least to have solid tips to find the actual killer. He was just melodramatic, over dramatic. Anyways, Mar, we need transparency. And we didn't have that. And I don't understand why we don't have any material from the process. We don't have any transcript yet. That should be just public. They're fearing something. They know that something is not correct, and just wait for us to have the transcripts. We are gonna have a lot of information that was not brought to us by the people who was there reporting the case. So I'm so frustrated with this case. And as I said, involved or not, in my opinion, Richard Allen's arrest has covered up for someone who is wealthy and important. Yeah, someone with power, I think. Who is that person who enjoys and makes money from season? He was involved with Keegan Klein. Yeah, I think someone with power is being protected here, 100%. Annalise, let me go just a little bit up here. Okay. When Richard Allen first arrested, the only way I could imagine him involved would be if he thought he was playing a prank for friends or something. He could still be guilty if that's all he did. Yeah, guilty, but not at the same degree. If he was there, I know that when you in different channels they say, okay, if you are the kidnapper or one of the kidnappers and the victims result killed or dead, you are also a killer. I disagree. To me, the killer is the one who put the girls down. You can have 5 or 6 kidnappers, and to me, if one of them killed the girls, that's the killer. The other ones were there. Maybe they even didn't know why were there. Why were they there? Sometimes people just make crazy stories to have other people help, you know. So hey, come here, I need your help. I'm gonna pay you some money. Yeah, but what do you need? Don't worry about that. And at the end, you are involved in some crazy stuff, and then when shit happens, you try to cover your actions, but it doesn't mean that you were a killer. Maybe he was there, maybe he was involved, but maybe he's not the killer. I don't know. Anyways, Analyset. Carter said they would tell us what they knew when they knew it. Now there has been a trial and a conviction, and Carter immediately retired and offers word salad in interviews. Of course. He just wanted to have a medal on his chest before his retirement. He didn't want to retire without solving the case. So maybe law enforcement, they were just pushing too fast the arrest of someone just to make happy Carter. There's a lot of ego here. A guy who is trying to find the killer during 6 years, he's not going to have his retirement without solving the case. It's going to be a shame for him. You know, everybody's going to say, yeah, this guy is a loser. He couldn't even solve a crime where you had a video, audio, and it happened just in front of your nose. No, his ego is not going to allow him to do that. He's going to just try to have some conviction before his retirement. They were rushing the investigation. It's so sad, guys, so sad. Anna, we have been waiting for what? Sometimes I'm lost in the chat, guys. So sometimes I don't understand your comments because we were talking to each other, and I don't know the context of the conversation. Linda K. He told us, and if we don't like it, leave. Don't hold your breath, right? Okay. Anna, who wrote cleared in red ink on that folder in the bottom of the box? Who, when, why was Cathy Shank set up for the miracle? That's the $1 million question, or the $2 million question. It's really fishy. It's so. Oh my God! I wish we can have the answer someday. Anna, maybe Dan Doolin did. No, I don't think I don't think he had that. I don't know. Sorry. Reverse. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. The whole Shank story really is suspect as all hell. 100%. 100%. Annalise said, when Richard Allen was arrested, we expected a criminal past. I agree. Then we figured he'd be accused of other crimes. Nothing. No porn material on devices, not even dirty magazines in his house or car. What the heck? I agree. This is really weird. He doesn't have any past of a child molestation, let's say, or child porn material. You would expect that someone that just committed this type of crime, you're gonna find something in his devices. So yeah, that's a great point. I agree with you. And just we are here minute 57. So in 3 minutes it's gonna be an hour. I'm not gonna be longer, so I'm just gonna read the last comments. It's gonna be just 3 minutes more. Again, thank you guys for being here, for showing up, for having this discussion with me. So I'm gonna go with the last comments here. Annalise said, I don't know, did he have access to Keegan, to Cathy Shane files? Are you talking about Dan Doolin, I guess? Yeah, I don't know. That whole situation is, I have to process a lot of information here in that respect. It's really fishy. I'm just trying to make a good hypothesis here, but I don't have it. Of course, there's some type of cover up there. I don't know who cleared that potential suspect, let's say, or it's weird. It's weird. Annalise said, going back to Judge Fouts, as I recall, those accused of abusing children got off with little punishment. There once seemed to be a pattern of protecting those sorts. I remember, yeah, when we were talking about the past, the criminal or the violent past of Richard Allen. This is regarding your comment, Annalise. One thing is that we know that there was like an event before the murders where police was called to Richard Allen's house because he had some type of episode, and I think he wanted to kill himself. We don't know exactly what happened there. That's what I retained in my mind. But to me, this is not, that doesn't apply like to say that he had like a history of violence, let's say. So yeah, I just remember that. Anna, I don't know. He was at all the meetings. Conservation officers are more highly trained than ordinary law enforcement. Again, I don't know if Dan Doolin was involved in that situation where he was cleared. Richard Allen was cleared. Mar, thank you, Cryptex. So we are almost 1 hour. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 hour. So I'm gonna stop here, guys. Thank you so much again for being here. It was cool. Remember, Saturday we're gonna we're gonna be here with Skip Jansen and Don't Hate Create. So stay tuned. And the day after, Sunday, we're gonna be here with Jeff Ignatowski. You know him. I had a chat with him a couple of weeks ago. That's gonna be about BTK. Jeff, he's an author, and he was in contact with BTK. So it's cool to have someone that had that type of communication with one of the most important killers ever, let's say. So he's gonna tell us about what type of communication he had with BTK and how that material went to one of his books. So thank you guys. No more protocol and no more speech here. Stay in touch. Thank you so much. Bye bye.